serves a purpose.
Let us both land this. We're
so I'm just So I'm just using the same language back at them. I'm aware that people make that perception and they jump on it.
All right, so that's exactly what I was fixing to say. At the point in time, it more than 2 or 3 rioters are in a group of protesters. Do the protesters protect the damaging individuals, or do they turn them in?
Most times we stop them at all the ones I've been at, almost all times, unless it was
the ones that you have personally been involved with. I will buy.
Yes.
You remember back a couple of years ago when all the protesters would roll out wearing all black?
Yes. Most of these niggas dress like that.
Sure.
But because and knee pads and all of that, because they know how vicious these guys are, and gas masks, because they know it by now. You know, I even had some shit around my neck so I could pull up. I didn't start out like that. That was the first time I wore it, but I know they will gas you out there.
Yes. Well, here's the thing. Once rioters start,
we have only begun to gas. Yeah.
You know nothing of gas.
Nazi.
Go ahead.
There's a few rioters out there rioting. It's no longer a protest; has become a riot, unless the protesters themselves can like somehow de-escalate that situation.
So J6 was a riot.
At least a riot. I'll give you that.
Right. Okay.
I'm not sure how far down that road to insurrection.
Yes, we don't have to go down there. It was just,
okay. All right. I'm just saying.
I was just saying how right wing you was or something, because the
riot.
logic, right? But
not right
most times
is the answer to that question.
Truth is, I think I told you this. I told some people on here that the other day someone bought out gasoline and bottles and stacked them out there. So the protesters were throwing. Protesters alerted the police, and they disposed of it. The police watched the protesters dispose of it. Even at this one, when there's always someone.
I'll give you that. That's pretty based. I'll give you that.
Goddamn dogs! You hear a fucking fire, a goddamn siren, you got to go chase it.
I know, right? You know, it went down by a lot. The protesters disposed of that. Most of the time out here, even when people say vulgar shit, there'll be a half a dozen people say, "Come on, that's not the right way to do it." I've been told that, and I don't think I'm crossed the line at all. And several times people have checked me. Come on, that's not the right way to do it. These motherfuckers are serious about not doing whatever it is, and other ones too. I was in front of the mayor's crib. And some guys come and start harassing the cops. We form a circle around them, put our hands up, block them from the cops, and start singing, nah, 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 hey, goodbye, and push them out the crowd. That is the reality of what happens on the ground. Most of these people never throw a punch, never throw a blow, or any of that shit.
That's why they don't understand what you're saying. Is all they see are the outlandish bullshit that happens on YouTube, and somebody clips some shit for virality or whatever, and you witness the physical effects of the things happening on the ground. They do not. They just see people throwing bricks and tossing them off.
I got to keep that in mind more. I knew that, but I must speak on how it is regularly more to combat that propaganda that everybody's out there throwing at. That's even the only shit I put up on there. But you don't see 19, 20 at my protests because everything's so fucking peaceful.
There's a few differences now as opposed to a few years ago, right? Now, and whatever has changed, and I'm not sure why this is. But there's less people walking around in all black and doing the whole black bloc thing to whether or not they're doing it for whatever reason, they're not doing that, right?
I agree.
So it's not as difficult to pick out the people who are fully dressed in black bloc, and you can find the saboteurs.
There's so few. I mean, 1 and 2, if that, right? There's so fucking few nowadays.
There have been fucking revolutions.
There used to be dozens and shit.
Asshole with a goddamn milk bottle, right?
Yes.
I mean, the dude that started World War was it Archduke Ferdinand?
Archduke Ferdinand, that's right.
Yeah. Homeboy was a total complete fuck up and only managed to do it because he accidentally pulled it off.
Fucking
the dude who shot Archduke Ferdinand. Hold on. y'all can finish y'all's conversation, but we got to go over there because like that was.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
World War One was a goddamn canon event. It was not going to be stopped.
I agree 100%. That man screwed it up every possible way he could and accidentally sat down to eat a piece of bread where the guy's car decided to bypass the area they were going through, where everything was freaking set up to go off, and literally just go pop. Well, shit, that was easy. I mean, it's not a canon event. I don't know what it is. Because if you look at it through a timeline perspective, then they set up the bomb that failed. They set up the other bomb that failed. They set up the two guys with the pistols that failed. The one guy with the sawed off that failed. But this dude over here, who wasn't even actually a direct part of the
goofy guy,
right? The goofy guy got it. How did he get it?
I think he was related to under them and somehow.
Yeah, no, he was a tech. What did he build
hand of something? I think he was one of a crew.
Yeah, I think he built the explosives, if I remember right. I might be wrong.
Yes, I think he was part of a crew. I thought you were saying he was a lone wolf. I think that he did have a crew to hand of the something.
Definitely associated. Just he wasn't a trigger man. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. He was like you say, and he was so clumsy about it. Like you say, I think he gave up and left, and all of that shit. And the shit came to him. Like,
that's how he is, sitting at that fucking table with that half loaf of bread, with his pistol in his pocket, going, well, damn, I guess they're all going to kick me out of the cool kids club now. And he looked up, and there's the fucking car coming along. And he's like,
God was like, fine, I'll do it myself.
Right? He's like, right? Yeah, I can't do nothing right.
I was talking to this dude a couple of weeks ago, and he was talking about that event and how, there were so many different planned ways to do it. It was inevitable. And I was like, dude, no. Yes,
they tried those.
But it wasn't none of those plans that worked.
Yeah, it was like
that's the point I tried to make. Yeah. If y'all had missed him there, he would have gone another 100 feet and a steam pipe would have exploded under the car, and they'd have just believed you anyway.
That dumb shit. Well, I shouldn't say call it dumb. I guess it makes sense. For want of a nail. For want of a nail, the horse went without a shoe. The shoe went without a horse, and the horse wasn't there to deliver the message. And the entire war was lost for want of one nail. That's what that is. This guy is the nail that caused an entire fucking world war and millions of deaths. I don't know how many people.
But I've always wondered about that, man. The only reason that triggered a world war is because every European nation basically just started beating on their chest and shaking their sacred.
They'd chosen sides. They had to. They chosen sides. So when this people jumped in, these people had promised they'd fight with these people, and they expanded like that.
Concordance of allies and shit. Yeah, I got you.
Here's the thing, right? Everybody was on Austria and Germany's side at the beginning, right? Everybody was completely okay with it, like all the world powers, and like it was literally a lack of inaction for several months, and then an overreaction after like 6 months.
Yes, that's actually a pretty good description. Yes.
Yeah, like because like Germany was like, okay, you got to move. Like literally told them like you have to move quick. You have to go ahead and just take care of it. Told their Austrian allies, and Austria just waited on it, and didn't do anything about it. And then when they finally did react, they reacted in such a manner that it just disgusted everyone. And like, what was the point?
I got a little change of subject. I'm sorry, but it's getting back to the original subject. Do you and Chuck not understand that all of this anger and hate that you accuse the protesters or rioters or who are looters of, you cause that with the shit that come out of your mouths? When you talk about hurt them, burn them, you put that negative energy out there and cause all sorts of crazy ripples.
Hold on, bro. I hear you. Whereas hate doesn't produce anything better than hate. And so I'm with you. I hear you. I get what you're saying. But I'm afraid that the people who bring the fire first and actually set things on fire are the ones to blame for most things involved in this conversation.
But that's not as fun as the shit I just proposed, right?
Well, now you're saying that our response to the fire is too vitriolic. That talking about fire is the same, possibly, as setting the fire, and that is not the case.
Yeah, these niggas are low IQ and easily fooled, and we know. And if we don't know, we're old enough where we should know.
So
That-
we're supposed to
God
cater to
damn it, Joe. That's a feature, not a bug. Stop talking about it and people will know.
Out of here, right?
So let's stick with it. Stick with it, dude. We got this. We're doing
Yes,
that.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
So you want us to cater to the lower end of the IQ spectrum in order to get a point across because we might hurt their feelings?
No, really, that's just us catering to the higher end of our IQ, trying to be responsible adults. It's not catering when you
You're
help a
saying that an
fucking child
individual
or a
choose
knucklehead
to
who
do
got.
so.
Hey, listen, it's not catering when you help a knucklehead who been kicked by a mule and now he don't think right and got to wear a helmet. It's not catering. You know, it's loving.
Okay, so is the mule that kicked up the Democratic Party?
Yes, fucking yes, it is. That's 100%
Why you made me laugh? I was thinking
exactly.
good.
Yes.
All right, I think I got you. So what we're supposed to do is cater directly to our political enemies who are low information individuals that can't really form a sentence. I don't have to participate in your delusion, bro. Like
We cater to our better selves, and the rest happens. We just catering to our better
Joe,
selves.
listen.
Yeah.
And we're going to end all wars, and there's going to be no secrets. I hear you. I mean, it's a noble goal. Have you considered a jet revival for this one? I love you.
I didn't hear what you thought my goal was, and I'm wondering if you're talking. You can't be at this point talking about my goal of
cater to a higher end of ourselves, to our
you
higher.
are understanding my point,
lower,
and that's
right?
okay.
I get it.
Yeah, okay.
But the thing is why should we do that when they don't?
That's idiotic. If I see a dude doing something evil, I mean, should do it.
I'm sure some of them logical.
Do. I'm saying just because this dude do dumb shit, and I don't know, he's 10th man, he fucks other people, other dudes. No, I should do it.
Yeah. We're an oppositional. There's an oppositional nature to this. You know, and you are literally sitting here conceding vast territory to consider this conversation, right? And I love it. I freaking love it. I recognize what you're doing, and I appreciate it.
I'm not sure where I'm conceding.
The low information that they're stupid. You didn't say exactly like that, but these are basically. I
said it works.
Idiots.
I called them being kicked by mules and shit. They are easily swayed. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm just
easily
having
swayed.
fun.
I'll
they are easily swayed.
That's fine.
I could go out there and listen. I can get a bunch of bitches to make money for me and these things. I could go out there and do that, but I think that would be wrong. I could go out there and do it.
Here's the other side of my question.
Yeah.
Are you wanting us to manipulate them better?
In some form of fashion, absolutely. Manipulation has no negative connotation. It just means move motherfuckers around.
But what if they don't want to be moved around? What if they
then you must be hands off and let a man be a man. They was gonna do what they did, whether you came into their life or not. It is not your duty or your job to control people.
How do we determine at which point in time we've reached that threshold where no amount of coddling?
There is none.
Move them.
There is none. And anybody coddling is probably on some gay shit anyway. But there is no amount of no time when you give up. There may be gaps in between there. Bigger gaps in between where you don't fuck with them, but you don't really give up on people.
All right. I think we can accept that on both ends because people are never a complete failure. Now, I am pro capital punishment when it comes down to it, but I don't think we actually utilize it in the correct way, right?
That don't mean you cool with Trump blowing up them boats, does it?
No. Which hurts. You have to be more specific.
Oh yeah, no, I am
dead
ass okay with that.
Take us down. I feel like we're
no. I demand war and conflict.
I
think we reached agreement.
Yeah.
Where's Batman? Ain't she up
here?
That's it.
I'm here.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
This
we can hear you.
displeases Gore. This peace
Oh.
and happiness displeases Gorlock.
Gorlock,
That's who somebody said. Would you? That was
You know
in
what?
your thing, your question when I walked in the room. That's who you're talking about. Would you fuck so and so? I didn't even vote on it. I didn't know who you was talking about. You talking about that big old girl?
that's why I came up here. I actually wanted to ask for clarification on that before I answer. How much rum is there?
Involved?
And do I get paid if I can successfully pull this off?
And will
Without
the
it?
heroin be intravenous or will it be?
Oh no, we're going to skip
powder?
straight to the front of the line on this one. We're going to do this in a third party country where I could just pay the doctor. That's why I'm asking about the payment for after the fact, because exactly how much I'm going to need on the front end of this is going to determine, you get what I'm saying? Like, am I getting paid? Is someone going to cut me a check?
For what?
Is that check going to cash? And will I have money after? Like significant funding? That bitch, that's a big bitch. Because I'm a nice man. I like them thick. I don't have too much of an issue with that. It's just the fact that people are going to know. I mean, it's like riding a moped, right? It gets you where you're going. It'll do the job, but you don't want your friends to see you riding it.
Fucking nobody to see.
So wait 1 second. Vibe, you had a question if I was a programmer. No, I am not a programmer. I could find you one if you need
Not
one.
of
I know for you.
computers.
Well,
I only asked because you said that was a feature, not a bug.
Oh.
You heard that.
That's a very programmer thing to say.
Well, I had to take programming in school for electrical engineering.
Well, Vibe, you were listening to the conversation. Chime in.
Yeah, you know what? I don't really know where to chime in because I think I came in late. I was trying to put together the World War, the protests. I don't know if I'm
Anywhere
qualified
you want to
yet.
fall.
I don't
Anywhere,
know the previous conversation of what
anyone,
the
if you
actual
got
question is.
Go ahead. And no, there is no question. I'm saying anything you had that you wanted to comment on, and it could be either. I got a feeling that Batman came up here to talk about the protests. So either
Protest and the fact that they're kidnapping Americans.
one.
Yeah. So I mean,
One? No, Vibe, you do this. You do this. You do this, please.
So there was a debate on somebody saying that.
first off, when it comes to the protests,
Okay, started the protesting. Go ahead. I have done
Go
it
ahead.
myself. I have, me and Joe both did the No Kings protest, different areas. He did downtown Chicago. I did Naperville. I threw mine up. Not one person was trying to burn the city that I grew up in. Not one person had a brick in their hand. It was nothing but peacefulness.
Over 10,000. I'm sorry to interrupt you two guys, but over 10,000 people showed up to mine. One arrest.
There
Yeah,
was
you
no
know,
arrest at mine.
Well, then that would advocate that it is possible to protest and not have a shit ton of
yeah.
problems, right?
So I mean,
Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. In 2020, in all my years of growing up where I grew up, I never thought that I would see my town burn. In 2020, during the George Floyd protest, there were people there that did do some damage. But the funny thing is when I was in that, they didn't look like people that were from around by us.
Yeah,
They weren't any of us.
And this is something I wanted to offer to the conversation. So, I mean, I was in a college town, and there was national coverage about when we lost against our rival football team, that we burned the town down. And I went home. I was at the bar. I went home.
Damn.
I turned on the news, and I saw this protest going on in our town and how our town was being burned down to the ground.
Over a loss? I don't think I've ever heard that ever.
Oh, people are very brutal about football, depending on where you're at.
Hold on here, right? And the news was reporting this from 2 blocks down from where I lived, right? And it was national coverage.
Wow.
So I was like, oh, well, I'm young and dumb. I'm going to go down and see what's going on. It was a couch burning in the street, and nobody was doing anything wrong. But the way the news was covering it made it look like the town was burning down, and this was the worst tragedy that ever had hit East
So,
Lansing, Michigan.
welcome to
right?
being
Hold
a Chicagoan.
Yeah, let
Welcome
me
to
add
being a
one to that.
Chicagoan
Let me add
because
one. I
that's
got
the exact same thing that happens to us. People are told outside of our city that we are walking around with guns shooting each other. I had a
Yeah.
great conversation in Riot Fest a couple of years ago. It's a 3-day music fest that I've been doing for over 15 some plus years. There's a kid standing next to me saying how he was kind of leery about coming to Chicago because of all the stuff he heard on the news. So my question next was to him was, where are you from? You know where this kid told me he was from?
Yeah.
Compton, California. I started laughing at him because I have the same probably image
Right, I hear
of
the same
Compton,
shit about
California
your
as
city.
people have about my beautiful city. Me and
Yeah.
Joe and Freeman Liberty go out there and patrol the area and go and hold these cops accountable. You should have seen this one live that we did in Cottage Grove. A man with mental health problems. Mental health. Now, he wasn't really committing a crime. He probably pissed off his roommate. The roommate called thinking the cops would come and get him and it wouldn't be that big of a deal.
That's
Ask
not what
Joe, there
happened.
was
Here's
50
what
cops
happened.
for that one guy.
His friend had a bad reaction to some drugs. They were taking him in the ambulance, and this guy was yelling, "Where are you taking my friend?" He wouldn't calm down, so they cuffed him, shackled him, and stuff like that. Continue, Batman. That's
If
That's what happened.
me and Joe and JP and Chuck Ronson were not standing there, I could guarantee you that would have gone on a lot
Yes.
longer than it did, and they would have fucked him up in that paddy
Yeah.
wagon as
They
soon as
literally
they threw
came
him
over
in
the
there.
radio that night and was like, "The cop watchers are out. Everybody be on their best behavior." We saved motherfuckers some ass whoopings. Let me get back to what you guys were talking about.
See, but can't you see
ahead.
that that's a problem, Joe?
I wanna
Some
be- I
people
wanna be-
need that ass whooping.
I want to make 3 points on this, right? And my first point, I pretty much completed, is that don't trust the media on what you're seeing, right?
Yes.
100%.
I think protests are good. I'm glad that we're allowed to do them.
Yeah.
But when you see it on the news, what the news is reporting is not necessarily true. Now, I
Probably
gave an
not
example of something that was completely false, a
Oh,
narrative.
wait. I wanted to give an example, if you allow me. I went to the mayor's house, me and my friend. Great protest. It was on a live. We partied into the morning, about 2 blocks from the mayor's house. It was super peaceful. That's the protest that I was talking about, where a guy came in and started yelling at the cops, and we said, "Nah, nah, nah, nah." We pushed the guy out of the protest. It went smooth. And it was thousands of us. And the news reported 400 rioters go to mayor's house. A total,
and it wasn't 400. It wasn't rioters. It was protesters, right? And that's why my first point is, as individuals, each of us, when we're watching this stuff on the news, I can be appalled by that. If I would have watched the same story that I actually went and physically saw, I would have been appalled by that. But when I went to it, I was actually appalled by the press. So we have to actually look at the truth of what the protest was and whether it was a riot or whether it wasn't. Now, I also was in LA. So point 2, I was in LA when we had the LA riots. Now, that was a shitstorm. Okay.
I could imagine. I was a teen when that happened. That's kind of what woke my eyes up about everything's not black and white.
Yeah. And I mean, there are some times where the craziness is that crazy, right? Most of the time, from like protests that turn into riots, they're not really riots. It's one guy, as Joe said, that was like high and like freaking pushed it over the line. That one guy made the whole protest look bad.
Here's what it mostly
was not bad in the first place.
But
Now,
90% of the violent ones, this is what happens. The Antifa guy is the rare. That is not what really happens. Every single time I've been to a protest and the police stayed back a block or so, no violence has ever happened. All the ones, including the ones where shit got set on fire in BLM, the crazy shit that you saw is when the police decided they're going to form a line and just cut the crowd, and start getting rough with people, and the people fought back, and it turned into that.
But you know what's even crazy about this? And I haven't gotten to point 3 yet, but I mean, to your point, right? Because the media sensationalizes it, right? I don't think the cops are on the ground there. They're keeping an eye. They're not pushing. They're like, nobody's doing anything bad. But
exactly.
The media pushes it, and then all of a sudden the mayor calls up and goes, "Oh crap, we're on national news. You cops got to get in there
something
and do something."
Yeah.
Right? So it's not the cops that are the first reactors.
Right.
It's the media that actually prompts whoever's in charge of that town, that county, or that state
Yeah, I
to
gotta
then
keep that
go,
in
oh
mind.
crap, the media is making us look like shit. We
Yeah.
have to show some sort of presence that we have control of this. The cops are the
Yeah.
second piece that come in,
Good
right?
thinking. I got to keep the thing. Remember,
And
to
this is
think
why I
like
made
that,
point
right?
one. You can't trust the media, and the media does not. They're going to portray it, because if they don't portray it like a disaster, then nobody's going to watch. They lose advertisers,
Yes,
right? I mean,
clickbait.
actually, we can blame the advertisers. Whoever is advertising, right? They're responsible for
Them too.
protests turning into riots because they won't sponsor news channels that don't get ratings, and ratings that don't make sensationalize something that's actually not that crazy.
Comrade, at the end of the day, you've said it. You've hit the nail on the head. The problem is capitalism.
How
We
fucking
must
long is your
destroy the
hair?
capitalist
Beth?
pig dogs.
Is that hair coming down your side, Beth?
Well, no, okay.
Oh,
So
yeah.
actually, it's not all capitalism.
Oh yeah.
It comes down to us as individuals of what we consume. It's the consumer.
Lauren
Whoever
just used
consumes.
Lauren just used a hate symbol. ADL, get after her. She just used a
Yeah,
verified hate symbol.
Yeah.
All right, you guys go ahead. I'm sorry.
The ADL is dead.
Long live the ADL.
So
Free
I, yeah,
Palestine.
my third point was going to be my final point is that I look at protesters as three groups of people. They're the people that are genuinely going there to protest
People? Question mark?
peacefully and absolutely just be like, I am going to make a statement. I'm going to do it any way I can, verbally and non-violently.
Yeah.
There are some protesters that have been actually hurt by what they're protesting, so much so that maybe they lost a mother, if we're talking about healthcare,
Yes.
or somebody who lost a child because of
Yeah.
police brutality, where they actually go
You're
across
right.
the peaceful line. However, when the riots happen, that's usually the third group of people that just jump in going, hey, there's chaos and I have an opportunity to jump
Yes.
into this chaos.
Yes.
And they're actually not the representation of the
Yes.
protesters. They are the
You-
representation of taking advantage of something that's going wrong. And that's
Yes.
the majority of what happens when
I
a bad
think you got
protest,
your
when a good
handle on it,
protest goes
man.
bad. And
I
I saw
bet you
that
a
here
lot.
'cause I live 20 minutes from LA, right? I saw that here with the ICE protest. It wasn't actually as bad as the news was sensationalizing it, but there were people jumping in there, and those were not actual anti-ICE protesters. A lot of them happened to be Hispanic, so they blended in with the ICE protesters, but they were just taking advantage of the protesters being there and the sensationalization of them. And those are
Yeah.
the people that actually make protests turn into riots, and it's not actually the protesters that are rioting.
You're right.
I would
I'd
say
be
the percentage of
shocked
people
at
that have
how
actually
many-
been hurt and actually
I'll
do
put
something
that
wrong
way.
are the smallest percentage of protesters.
So
That'd be pretty-
I think all 3 points.
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more.
Wouldn't
would
there be
take that.
another group of people who get bussed in for such shenanigans?
That's
Those
what I
are
was
the
just
ones
gonna
I'm
say
looking
is there's gonna be some people who come in and are paid to start this shit in order to
Whether they're paid or not, they show up to
No.
start shit. They're here specifically to set it off. That's what
Of
they want.
course.
But they're very
Because the more we
unsuccessful
can
if that's a thing. They're very unsuccessful because I never see them if I go to
Not anymore.
50
That's what I said. There's been a
No.
change in the way protests have been done since 2020. 2020 seems to have been like the heyday of violent festivities in the street. That whole summer of love thing seems to have totally been a thing. I don't know why or what's changed, but
Yeah.
and it's
Now,
weird.
I personally reject the premise that there is some like deep state out there shipping people in. However, I do know there's a website where you can actually log into and you can request protesters to show up that don't care about your cause for
Right.
showing up solidarity. But I don't think those protesters are actually being paid to throw the brick, right?
Right. That's
know,
exactly
and if there was
yeah.
as much of that happening as people are claiming, there would have to be a paper trail, and there is absolutely no evidence of that whatsoever.
And
I
there'd
think
be
people
more
actually do that.
results. There'd be more results. Too many protests go off without a hitch for these niggas to say they're effective at all. If you're busting in dudes to do that, and all these protests are going off without that happening, you're wasting your money.
I agree that the news is most certainly sensationalizing things and blowing it way out of proportion. And I live in an area where like there's a lot of protests here. The community is made up a lot out of like old school hippies and their children. However, on the same note, I've seen people come in who are not from here, who, you know, the protests went great. A perfect example, we had a big Black Lives Matters protest at one point in time when I was still living down in the city. And it went great. The police were wonderful. They were the police were closing down roads in order to make sure that the protesters were safe.
Very good.
And they had a huge gathering. It was fabulous. The speakers, no problem. Until this one woman got up there who was not part of our community whatsoever and literally started calling for violence against the police, who were standing there, you know, like really actually doing good things and trying to protect, you know, the protesters from anybody else getting pissed off and hurting them.
Yeah.
So that kind of thing does happen. And I think that I know you kind of reject the idea. I'm not necessarily saying that it's like some big deep state thing, but I think that there are parties within our country who are most certainly invested in making sure that we stay divided, if that makes sense.
I think he'd agree with that.
I mean, I don't disagree with people being shipped in from other places. I don't disagree that some people actually just like tornado chasers chase tornadoes, that some people go to these protests to be a part of that or to do disruption. I don't disagree that a party on the left or the right may pay one of these companies to ship in extra protesters to get their point. The one premise I do reject is that there is somebody like some congressman's side shoot lackey goes to this one guy and says, hey, this protest is going to make my guy look really good if it goes wrong. Find some junkie on the road, give him some money, and have him throw a brick at the cops, right? I don't think that actually happens. I'm sure it has happened, but I don't think that happens.
That'd be rare.
People throw out, and this is when I said deep state, like throw out these conspiracy theories that Donald Trump or you know whatever are out there on the backgrounds, like the CIA in the population paying to make protests violent.
The guy's assistant who paid the drunk. I get it.
Yeah, and I'm sure it has happened. I'm not going to dismiss that it might have happened, but I don't think this is a big thing that happens, because if it does, there would be a paper trail and somebody would have discovered it, and it would be a huge freaking deal.
Thank you for reminding me. I'll have to send you some links. I don't remember. It might have been Jake Rattlesnake.
Forgetting again, we don't do homework.
They have, and it was 5.
There was someone who went and got in on some Antifa meetings, and they screen recorded the calls. And that I'll go find the video and send you the links for it.
Oh, let's
and by the way,
transition
I'm
to
also
that.
being wrong on this one. I'm not going to die on this cross. So Orthodox also said he has some. Send it to me because I'd like to see it, because I actually was trying to do the research on this because I was curious. I was like, does this really happen? Because I heard it in the news and I heard people talking about it, and I tried to research it. I didn't find anything that really.
I found what you said when I went looking, that you can't pay people to come in and protest with you, but I did not find the other thing.
Yeah, and I'm cool with being wrong on this one, right? Because I actually was like, oh man, if this is happening, that's effed up. I need to like really dig into this. And I only spent like a week on it, but I didn't find anything that was compelling. Therefore, that's why I'm rejecting the premise at the moment. But if you guys give me the data, I'll concede in half a second. Like this, like I said, this is not something that I'm like stuck on. It's just something I couldn't find.
Did you look into the AID USAID?
What's that?
Did you look into the USAID stuff?
No.
That's where it'll be. Go look there.
It does seem like whatever funding was taking place in 2020 seems to have dried up to some extent, at least.
That was where 50% of the federal government, the quote unquote deep state bureaucracies, that's where they were funding their own color revolutions on one another. They were using USAID to do so.
I have no doubt. I don't disagree. I haven't done the research, but it seems to make chronological sense in the way the violent protest aspect seems to have unraveled at about the same speed as USAID.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
like, look at the simple protest.
And
Hold
kind
on.
of going, I have a question, and kind of going back to what Beth said. It's like somebody wants to keep us divided,
Yes.
right? And I want to understand economically. Let's just look at it from a capitalist system. How is keeping us divided a better scenario than raising us all up and giving us all spending power and boosting the economics? Like, where's and I'm not challenging you. I'm actually asking curiously.
I got
I
one
actually-
pop in my head.
One, who is keeping us divided, and what is the incentive, and how does it profit in a country like the United States to keep this going? I don't know the answer.
I don't want to dig too much into who. I can't really point any fingers. However,
I can.
the idea would be that as long as the workers can't unite and picket the company,
We
they're
control.
still going to keep on working, right?
Well, and Vibe, I kind of agree with you here. You know, as funny as I want to be, we know who they are. We have the lists, we have the names. Like, as much as I want to be like that, like there is no profit in you know the whole they just want to divide us thing. Like,
I would
there's no profit
disagree. I
to
was
it.
going to take the profit angle.
I
I was
don't
going to
think
say
profit
they
is
keep
financial.
job security forever as long as they can keep us divided and say they're an enemy. They can get more cops, bigger government, more politicians.
anyway.
Politicians keep. But I'm saying there is a profit motive, a huge one. The more
got a
people they lock up, the more money, the more laws they pass, more job security.
Wait.
Uh,
How is it more profitable for us when it's this extreme drain on the country to lock people up?
Because again, as
Look how
long
much
as
money they get. I'm sorry, on a piece of paper for locking up one motherfucker to save a homeless guy is say it's 30,000 for the year to set him up. To keep him in jail, it's at least 60-something thousand and
You
more.
know what? Actually,
It's more
I agree
profitable
with
to lock
DC.
him up than to help him.
Blame Canada. Blame Canada.
long
No,
as
we just
we're-
need to annex Canada. Don't look within and by
As
fellow
long as
Americans.
we're-
Look without.
Trump gonna back Canada in a minute.
Absorb.
I have a new conspiracy theory. The reason that we've did you realize that 1/3 of the population is either incarcerated or on probation, right? Our laws have gotten so crazy that it's very hard to be an American without something on your record criminally. I think the reason for this is because of feminism. Since we brought so many women into
This
the
is about
workforce,
to get
we
good.
had to throw a bunch of men
Hold on.
in jail to be able
Oh
to
my God.
fill to open the positions for women to enter the workforce.
I've never considered that. It's a bit heavy, and I'm not sure that I'm buying it initially.
I
Sorry,
think
I'm just
we
making that
can
one up off
play
the
a
top of my
part.
head.
Oh,
That's good shit. I liked it. I think we
that's
can run
funny.
this with a different paddle, but just not right now. We're definitely coming back to that, bro.
That's funny.
I got a question. I got a question. And this is the other side. This is taking the question, putting it on its head. What possible, reasonable, logical reason could there be that you could be told for the powers to be to have done what they've done in the past 5 or 10 years?
I don't understand.
That
Can
if
you?
you knew what they knew, you would choose to do the same thing.
Mm.
Right? Is there anything that you can think of? Like, I don't know, aliens are real, AI is already taken over and we just don't know it. The robots are from outer space. I don't know what it might be, but is there anything in your mind that would justify everything that's happened over the past
God
2
no. God no.
And when you say everything that's happened, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm lost a little bit.
the
Right.
general political upheaval and the way the different sides have handled it and manipulated systems and the whole nine, right?
That was a
is
clown
there-
show. It's got to be a
So,
better
so
way to
I
do
mean,
it.
I would like to point out that, in my opinion, and I totally could be wrong. I've been trying to reconcile this in my head as well. I've been looking at the past and history, and I've seen many presidents, including George Washington, federalize troops in states to do these things. Like the things that Donald Trump are doing are not new. He's pulling from an old playbook that has been repeated through many presidents.
I don't
that
know
were
why
both left
people
and
say
right.
they cannot and will not use them against us. I never understood why people bought that argument to begin with. I'm like, nigga, National Guard is them using it on a daily basis. You don't think they'll federalize who the fuck they want?
Well, I mean, I'm just looking at that. He's just pulling from a
Yes.
playbook of past presidents of either side of the party, right? And I have some people in the corner, and I actually want to go interview them and do like a IRL that are all protesting about him being a king. I'm like, he's going to be out in 3 years, right? Like, I have no.
Yeah, maybe.
Is anybody fearful? Because I actually looked this up too, and I did a lot of research on this. How can Donald Trump run for a third term? It's pretty much impossible, and I personally have
It's not impossible.
that he's not. So
It's
He
not
could declare an
impossible.
emergency.
Legally,
He
He's
could
already
declare-
looking for the
it was
loopholes
only
and
the
how he can do
70s
that.
where they actually limited the terms. So this wasn't from their founding fathers, right? This is actually
people
something
care
pretty
too
new,
much
where
about
presidents can
the-
only do 2 terms. He would have to change that amendment, and the court would not
Or-
uphold it.
Or
the
he
current
can declare an emergency and put out an
No,
executive
actually, he
order.
can't. No, that one doesn't
or-
work. There's
Or wait,
I
wait.
looked
Let me finish. Or since he controls House and Congress and they're all in lockstep, he could pull it off through that fashion where they declare martial law because the gangs are invading, and he take that route, and people may buy it because they buy everything else.
God damn, y'all don't realize how bad I wish Donald Trump was actually the fascist you want him to be. Like I would
I'm just saying there's an alternate
Oh.
method other than than just he'd have to do the
it's funny.
amendment.
So I mean, Donald Trump's not going to run a third term. As I said, there's 3 ways he can actually do it. And Joe, you kind of got the third one right. The first one is he changes the amendment, and the court's going to have to uphold that, and they're not going to. We know that 100% based on the current justices in there. The second way he could do that is actually be vice president to the next president, and if he dies, once again, the Supreme Court will shut that down and not allow him to be president. The third way he could do it, and this could be a possibility, but I think it's a rare possibility.
I think so
is
far all the
that-
possibilities. Go ahead.
he has been so strong with so like newspapers don't write articles above a 4th grade level to make sure everybody can read them. Donald Trump doesn't speak over a 2nd grade level, and so everybody in the United States understands what he's saying. And middle America has really resonated with him because he's just like, I don't hold my words back, and I talk at a 2nd grade level. We all love him. We've got the military, which is mostly built up from middle America, not from people from New York or California. It's built up
That's
from
that's factually incorrect. California is the 2nd largest recruiting area for the U.S. Armed Forces.
Okay, well, I may be wrong there, but I mean, we have a lot of Americans that are joining in there, and I'll concede to that, no problem. That listen to this rhetoric. So the third only option would be that he appeals to our own government or our own military to rise up against our own government and take over as a king. And we also know that's never going to happen. So I
Emperor.
guarantee you guys, in 3 years, Donald Trump will not be president. There'll be a new president.
Correct.
And if we follow our standard of what we've been following for a long time, it would normally be a Democrat. However, the Democrats they have 3 years to recoup their reputation. And if they can do that in 3 years, we'll have a Democrat in 3 years running again. We may have I actually predict we'll have another Republican, but it will not be a Republican like Donald Trump. It'll be a more center-leaning Republican
Can we chew
out
into
there
some of
because
that?
people
You just said-
don't like what
you got a whole bunch of information. I want to get into one piece of it, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, so what would Donald Trump look like as a vice president? Just not even like being president. I'm not talking about the president dying. Who runs as Donald Trump's running mate when Donald Trump? Because it's not a dude running for president. It's Donald Trump running for vice president and some other guy that's tagging along with him.
Well, obviously Pence is going to run for president next, right?
Is he going to be a
Lord.
Democrat?
My boy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's going to get a vote.
And so, I mean, that's the reality. I
Yeah.
mean, we already know he's prepping for that. So
Okay, now,
if he
are
becomes
you
the
saying
primary
JD
for
Vance
the
or
You're
Republican
talking
Party.
about Vance, right? Not
Yeah.
Pence.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, no,
Um,
that's why I asked, is he running as a Democrat? Because I don't think it'll work with MAGA, bro. Pence ain't getting elected for shit over here.
And
Get
here's
out.
the thing:
The
if you
truth is-
believe, so did hold on, I have to ask you: did you say that Trump is not popular, right? And like people aren't happy with what he's doing? Is
Was that
that
to me?
something you made the claim? Yeah, is that something you made the claim on?
Well, no, I didn't make that point. And I mean, just to give you my worldview, I voted for Trump. I would never sit down with that guy or shake his hand. I don't think he's the most honorable man, but I am not against all the things he's doing either.
I know.
Can I make this statement one more time? Donald Trump ran on a mid-90s liberal platform and won as a MAGA Republican, and that shit blows my mind.
I agree.
Why does it blow your mind though? Because like today's liberal is tomorrow's conservative. Like,
Yeah,
conservatives can serve nothing. What's so wild about that?
no, I get it, dude. I see that now, but when it was happening, like in 2016, and I was watching it take place, I was both hurt, offended, terrified, because those people voting for this. I mean, it was like watching WCW live in American politics. I was like, holy shit, are we this dumb? And yes, we are. We are as a collective, we are this dumb. We deserve this.
Yes. And it sucks, but it is what it is. You know? What can we do about it?
I mean, I don't know. Change my
Thank you
sex,
for coming, Joe.
go to a women's prison.
Yeah, good argument. Later.
Go to the women's prison and like get everybody pregnant as a trans.
Oh, that's the obvious goal. I mean, I always wanted a little soccer team of mixed race rainbow warriors. Prison be perfect.
Hiss.
to pull that off.
Hiss. Hiss. Hiss.
I propose all of that race purity shit was absolute fucking bunk. Let me explain. If you've ever watched any of History Debunk's videos, he's been going at the intelligence and hereditary of like all of the stuff from a very unique perspective. He's looking at the relic populations of human DNA that's being found in the different populations you find not only in Africa, but Europe, Asia, Americas, everywhere, right? And it turns out that when you look at the relic DNA, you find some very interesting correlations that aren't immediately obvious. It's an interesting way to look at races in general, that they're not races, but, you know, genetic composition. I guess it's like the cog theory or whatever. But anyway, I lost where I was going with that. Fuck.
No, I mean, it's an interesting thing, right? Our Constitution says that like, all men are created equal. And when they say men, they actually mean men and women, but kind of like mankind versus humankind. But in my view, that's a 100% inaccurate statement. All men are not created equal. None of us are created equal. We're all created different, but we all should have the same equal opportunity to pursue what we want to pursue and have the same equal opportunity to fail at what we want to pursue. And there should be no government influence to lift me if I'm a failure. The only thing the government should guarantee me is the opportunity to try, but not the opportunity to lift me. Right. And this goes across races, sexes, cultures, whatever you have. You know, it's not a fair game, but we should have a fair chance at trying.
And we do.
I think so. I personally think so, but I think a lot of people would argue with me on that statement.
Yeah, because in the statement, the pursuit of happiness is guaranteed. The pursuit of it is guaranteed, not the actual happiness. And that's what people
They meant all men are
They
created
misconstrue
equal.
that little point.
Women are superior. Let's go. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. That's crazy.
Ooh, lasagna. Nom, 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 nom. Garfield over there.
Oh
Where do you
No,
man.
it was funny because I actually I was watching another YouTuber's channel. They had a panel. They were all black, and they were talking about how white people don't know how we have this privilege and how we're ignorant about that stuff. And I actually kind of agreed with the panel, but I was thinking, well, there's not a white guy on that panel, so I jumped in, and it was great. I mean, we had some really good discord in that debate because I'm like, hey, you guys are saying what I don't know. Educate me, right? Just tell me how this works. And we were breaking it down into these different aspects where they're like, there's this divide between whites and blacks because of culture. And I'm like, but there's not a divide between Christians and Jews because of their cultures, but we have different cultures, right? We have women and men.
There is. You're just philo-Semitic.
Yeah, there absolutely is.
Between Jewish, but no, we're not talking about religion, right? We're just talking about like cultures.
Yeah, no, culturally speaking, the Jewish culture is extremely different than the Christian culture, which is typically found in like Western culture. Western culture is Christian culture. Jewish culture is still Middle Eastern in nature. If you look at, never mind.
But I'm not saying that they're not different. I'm saying they're different. I'm saying it, or at least in my world and my ecosystem, there is no, with my Christian friends, there is no animosity to their traditions and their culture.
Then you're a small bubble because a lot of Christians are
you're not a Christian.
Jewish.
They literally killed Christ. Like they literally killed Christ.
Okay.
Like
I understand that piece, right? Okay, so maybe we should remove the Jewish part, but like I'm not prosecuting my Jewish neighbors, right? I'm not over there protesting in front of their house, going, "Why did you kill Jesus?"
Why aren't you? That's the question.
Are you? Is anybody on this panel protesting their Jewish neighbors?
No, I love my Jewish neighbors.
Exactly, right?
But I'll still be like, all right, Shlomo, calm down. Remember, we still have the lists, and the names are still on the lists. It still exists, Shlomo. You are one Jewish trick away from the Carbocars again. Try it, Shlomo.
I mean, I can say the same thing to the Mormons, right? Like, so for the Mormons, I've never met a Mormon I didn't like. Mormons are amazing, but I actually do not consider them a part of Christianity.
You leave the one true faith out of this vibe, all right? their beliefs are their beliefs are beyond repute, okay? But no, I get what you're saying.
They're a perfect example because to the Jews, we are the Mormons. To the Christians, the Mormons for the Christians came up with another book. To the Jews, the Christians came up with another book, right?
Yeah, no, I'm aware of what you're trying to say, but one religion is like, I'm actually Christian. I just don't believe in the Trinity like you guys do, which there are non-Trinitarian Christians that predate Trinitarian Christians.
Yeah.
All right. So that's really one of the only differences between Mormonism. See, Mormonism doesn't say Jesus is boiling in a pot of piss and cum in hell. All right. Judaism, like Judaism did the thing, like Jews do what Jews do. They didn't do their own dirty work, so they got the Romans to kill Christ. So they go, oh God, it wasn't us. It's anti-Semitic if you say it was us. Even though our Pharisee, which was the leader of our people at that time, said it's on us and our children's children. They were just talking about the specific people in the room, not even the children of the children, even though they said it was on us and our children's children. Pontius Pilate didn't wash his hands of it. It's led to 200 years of shitty politics and back and forth with this one group of fucking sand people that won't go the fuck away and bring usury into our communities. Like it's annoying as fuck.
All right, well,
Mormons don't do that. They just be like, hey, you get a wife, you get another wife, everybody gets 5 wives. Like the Mormons are a net positive vibe. Leave the holy text alone. All right, the only
Like I said,
true
I've never
holy
met a
land
Mormon I
is
didn't like.
Independence, Missouri.
Mormons are always have been really good people to me. Like I'm just like, I'm so sad that you're following the wrong religion, but you're a really good guy and you seem to do well.
You know what? My religion is Americanism. All right, there is only one holy land, and that is Independence, Missouri.
I want to step it back to my original point, which is, and let's just remove Jews. Let's just say Africans, Irish, and Americans. Right? We have different cultures. I do not see. Maybe actually, I'm going to remove Africa. Asian, Irish, and Americans. They can all live in this country, and they will have a different. Each one will have a different barbecue. Right? They have different cultures. Now, I'll throw blacks in there too. Blacks also, their barbecue will be different as well. We'll all have a different dynamic, and we'll all celebrate our cultures in that way. And I think we're pretty strong there. However, there's another layer, and this goes back to Beth's original piece of like being divided. There is this push, and I don't know if it's a sociological push or deep state government trying to make sure that blacks and whites stay separated, where all of a sudden
they literally force desegregation on us at gunpoint, brother.
How?
Literally at bayonet point.
Wait. You're saying somebody, the government is putting blacks at gunpoint to separate blacks and whites?
No, I'm telling you the opposite is true. The government doesn't want blacks and whites separated. They forced us together at bayonet point.
And is that a bad thing?
Yes. Anything you have to do under coercion is a bad thing. People naturally racially segregate. I can show you a video of my town and all the towns around me for several states over, and show you that a large percentage of people self-segregate. If you have one or two Mexicans in your town, they're not going to self-segregate, obviously. And there's always going to be a little bit of crossover. That's human nature. Okay. But if you have large populations, they will self-segregate. The blacks self-segregate from the whites, and the whites self-segregate. There's a couple of little pissed off girls on each side that want to get back at daddy, so they go after somebody else outside the racist schmeat, but that's by and large a fucking really small outlier. And
I'm going to grant you that, because people with similar cultures are going to gravitate to each other. People with similar thoughts are going to gravitate to each other. If your culture and your thoughts are part of, like, your thoughts usually are part of your culture. So if you're black, if you're Asian or whatever, you were raised in this particular culture, your thoughts are going to be that certain way. You will gravitate there. That does not mean it's racism.
Oh yeah, no, I don't believe in racism. I don't believe racism exists at all.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. Like, and then there's the stupidity of Americans, or not even Americans. Sorry, actually, I'm not even going to say Americans. There's this, because I've been to Asia, and those guys are freaking make America look not racist. I mean, they're more racist against their own culture and other cultures than I've ever seen anywhere in my life. But
I don't even think Asia. I think Asians got it right on that one.
Well, so I think there's something that happens with culture. There's a statistic. I go, okay, you're from the Middle East. Statistically, because of your culture, you behave like this. Statistically, because of your culture, you behave like this. Doesn't mean everybody in that culture or that region behaves like that. Now, when you take that statistic and you apply it to everybody of that region or that color or that type, that's when statistics turn into racism. Because now you're not actually looking at who the person is. You're looking at where they came from or what they look like based on a statistic that you've now turned into a racist term.
Yeah, but stereotypes exist for a reason.
But the stereotypes are based on statistics, right? Like, you see an overwhelmingly amount of this particular group behaving in this particular fashion. Therefore, that stereotype or that statistic becomes a stereotype. Now, when that stereotype crosses the border to now I'm going to make the assumption that everybody is like that, right? Now I'm becoming a racist. Now, sometimes those are not cultural. Sometimes those are economic. So, like, I mean, I can look at blacks and I can look at whites. I can look at blacks in Chicago with bad economics situations, and their statistics are going to be higher in crime. I can also look at whites in Appalachia and also look at their economic status and see that their crime rates are going to be higher, right? This
No, you
unique.
can't.
You can.
No, you can't. No, you can't. And you know what? In Appalachia, I'll grant you that. You can. But the difference is one will be full of theft, and murder and assault. The other one would be assault and drug abuse.
Yes, that's true. But
And there is a difference. There is a
I do
difference.
see economic status changes human behavior regardless of race. That's my point.
Well, no, because I'm a Christian, but I'm perfectly okay with raiding, and I call it raiding because we're at war with these corporations, raiding their fucking aisles of whatever I desire. I don't think it's theft from a corporation that's actively trying to destroy your Christian society. But anyway, Vibe, this is my countermeasure to what you were just saying.
Demand that our Trump government.
Oh, hold on, wait, wrong one. Excuse me. This is why I don't like Nick Fuentes. He always lets me down every time I've ever tried to talk to him. Crazy. Oh, that was completely on me. Hold on. He did this video that I had a clip of earlier today. So let's see if I can. And it plays perfectly in what you're saying about like running the numbers and gambling on it. So
yeah, and by the way, I am exploring. Like once again, all these conversations I'm having are exploring, not actually standing up here saying this is my view, but these are my doubts.
Okay, fair enough. And I found the video. Here's my counterpoint.
I like being alive. I don't like knives lodged in my throat. So I don't go near black people. And I understand perfectly well. There are a lot of black people that are not violent. And I understand perfectly well. There are a lot of black people that are really good people. I'm not going to roll the dice. What if I'm wrong? I'd rather be alive and too racist than dead and not racist enough. Is that simple enough?
So how many times are we going to have to watch this stuff like on the subway before we realize maybe, just maybe, the white man needs to sack the fuck up, get his country back in order, and fuck worrying about being called racist? Because it's not about race. It's not really about race. It is, but it's not. Because what we've done in the pursuit to not be called racist, we've not only let this country turn into a hellhole for white people, we've allowed it to turn into a hellhole for everyone.
Yep.
There is no justice for anyone.
I kind of agree with your statement after playing that video, but I actually disagree with that video in the sense that if you have some sort of intelligent mind, like I used to work in Detroit, and I knew that when I worked till 10 p.m. at night and was leaving the office and walking to my car, if I saw black men with their pants down, like the typical like area there, like stereotype of a black person in Detroit after hours in one of the worst areas, that I probably should raise my alert level, right? Not because they're black, but because of the area I was in and because of the circumstances. I can actually say the same thing too in the panhandle of Florida, that if I'm doing the same thing at night with some white guys that also were wearing the pants the same way, whose heads are shaved, that I probably should raise my alert level. Now, it doesn't mean
if their heads are shaved, you're fine.
And if I saw a black guy in that panhandle, I probably wouldn't be scared of him. And if I saw a white guy in Detroit, I probably would have been scared of him. Right? It's not about race. It's about knowing where you are, the circumstance you're in, and having the right. Like he said, "Oh, I'm not going to roll my dice. If it's a black guy, I'm not going to roll the dice." No, I'm going to roll the dice when I see a black guy in LA in an office building.
I'm about to boomer post. See, you know what? I have the Lord's caliber, the 1911. I'm gonna roll the dice because the dice are loaded every time. By God, I'm sorry.
No, it's simple. It's simple intelligence. I know when I'm at risk, and it doesn't matter just because the majority of people in downtown Detroit are black, It's not because they're black that I am at higher risk. It's because of the economic status and that area and what's happening in that area. You could reverse it with any race. It could be it could be Asians, it could be Arabs. Like if that was the economical circumstance, that's just what it's going to be. I'm not making a judgment based on your color. I'm making a judgment based on that area and where I am.
I didn't realize I was muted. I get that you're trying to be a good Christian man, and I applaud it in this day and time. But that's just factually,
And I'm not rolling dice.
But that's just factually incorrect, because wealthy blacks commit higher crime rates than their Asian, Hispanic, and white peers. They commit higher crime rates than poor whites.
What if we?
That's rich blacks.
What if we change? What if we change the words you're saying to economic status? Would you not say that people at lower economic statuses have higher?
Not higher than rich blacks. Rich black, the
How's that?
crime rate for rich blacks is still higher than poor whites and poor Hispanics, poor Asians. And it's not a fucking, it's a cultural problem in this country. We allow them to get away with anything and commit crimes, and they go, "Oh, he called me the N-word," and it's fine. I'm willing to cede ground that it's not race, but there are some genetic contributing factors to the way one's mind works and one thinks and what they think they can get away with. If you're willing to give ground, I'm willing to give ground. The simple fact of the matter is, we need more authoritarianism to keep fucking criminals in line, regardless of their race, regardless of what the statistic of who does it more, because the bitching and complaining about who does it more is fucking retarded. I'm ascended. I'm no longer a white nationalist. I'm a geneticist. I'm ascended. I don't care about who does it more. Maybe we should just fucking lock up whoever the fuck does it, and depending on their crime, give them the wall, the rope, or fucking hard labor. Or
So I
if the
have to agree.
crime-
I half agree with this. Sorry, Beth, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I am all about bringing back hard labor. I don't know why we fucking did away with that.
Yeah, I was going to say. I mean, I agree with. I half agree with more punishment.
We also
But I
got to balance
don't,
it with
because as I
rehabilitation.
mentioned the earlier stat, which is true, and you guys can look it up, 1/3 of the population is either on probation or in jail. Our laws have gotten a little bit crazy.
Because the punishments have become, jail has become cushy enough that there are some people who are like, yeah, so what, I'll go back. There's some people who get out and do something just so they can go back.
That's called
Yeah, some people that are actually prepared
not the
there,
color of
it's
the
easier.
person.
Well, that's called becoming institutionalized, and that's what happens when you do have a country full of freedoms and not actually freedom. You know, you have the right to do all this stupid, retarded bullshit, but what you can't do is you can't organize. You can't have things that are for your people that give your people purpose, because then you're called a fucking hate group because your people are organized and look out for their own interests at that point.
Exactly.
So you have a bunch of free dumbs, bunch of free dumbass bullshit that you're allowed to do, and you don't have people, you don't have actual fucking freedom.
And the thing is,
Self-determination.
there's no incentive to do better, right?
Was it on your channel, Sasquatch, that we had that brief discussion about tarring and feathering people?
Oh, he might.
Face. He's making lasagna.
Oh, so somebody was like, well, it's not like we're going to tar and feather. Now we know tar burns your skin, but I was like, well, maybe that's not a bad thing. Like for teenagers that do something wrong, like they steal their parents' car and go on a joyride or something like that, where they just make a simple mistake. Can we
Stockades in the town square?
Yes.
Public shame. That could be a first here, but
Wait. I'm all good with a good old, as a Georgia man, I'm all good with a good old tar and feathering, but I think that we should be very educated on what that is. That kills people.
No.
Actually kills
As I said, I know the oil kills somebody, but like the public shaming.
The public shaming part, yeah. I mean,
and this was my proposal, right? So I'm 18, and I just, I made a mistake, and I graffitied the church because I'm an idiot, and I'm still trying to figure out who I am. And the cops catch me, and now I have something on my record. When he goes to the judge says, hey, you can sit in the public square, and people may egg you, they may do this, for one day where everybody knows that you were an idiot while you were 18, but we're not going to put this on your record. Or you can spend 1 year in jail for group. I don't even know what the terms are, right? I'm just making all this up.
Yeah.
Or you can spend 1 year in jail if you prefer to do that and not have the public shaming. It will go on your record, and this is something you're going to have. That would be like step one.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
like
but
step one. But here's
as a
Go ahead, I'm
Christian, I'm
sorry.
against public shaming because he who is without sin should cast the first stone.
I think
Because
that,
like public shaming is like the single most retarded bullshit ever because
Hang
that
on.
leads to a bunch of social issues that
that's
people
not
try
what
to
I'm-
use against you.
I'm not saying
that
for
what's going on
people
here?
to I'm not advocating for people to actually do anything to people who are in stockades. Just the fact that you're put out there and what you did is being displayed is enough sometimes, especially with youngsters, right? However, and I think that is a good first step in ways. Because again, in that case, yeah, I wouldn't put it on their record because why ruin a kid's record for something stupid? But the problem is we get these kids who are doing shit like you said, Vibe, and graffitiing a building or something, and they're not even made to clean it up. So what punishment do they actually face? What
I
do
think-
they learn from it?
And this
I
goes
think
to
we need to
Greek
go-
Orthodox view when you said institutionalized. We institutionalize a kid. Like, I mean, I'll have to look up the statistics. I'm going to do it after this. How many of these kids that actually probably could have been great contributors to society got busted for something stupid when they were young and became institutionalized, and that changed them?
Yeah.
I mean, no, I totally agree.
And,
It's
and
retarded.
it goes to the next point, and this one I would love to explore too, because I don't actually have the answer on this too. I think we're too soft on criminals. I mean, I kind of feel like if you do something bad, it should be miserable. Your punishment should be miserable. But at the same time, if we're going to release you, we need to make sure you don't come back. So how do we rehabilitate you? And that would mean giving you comfort in jail, right? By giving you classes and giving you a college degree and like is
How about
that the
we
right
just
thing or the
teach
wrong
them
thing to do?
How about we just teach them all construction, and as part of their hard labor, they build tiny houses for homeless vets or something like that.
I like that. That's not a bad proposal.
I mean, there's things we can do. Once upon a time, they had to, break rocks and shit. Well, we could make it far more productive to society.
See,
Crime is
see,
Get them down to Vidalia.
finally, someone is on my side. Slavery is based when it's used by the government. for
And
our
here-
criminals.
And here's the thing, too, is let's say that is the punishment, hard labor, building tiny houses. Well, they're also learning a skill while they do it, a skill that will always be in demand.
I have to say, I really like that. And I would even love to even throw a quota on there where it says, if you build 20 houses, tiny houses for people, and help solve this problem, when you get out, you'll get one of those 20 that you bought or that you built.
That's
We'll
a great
set you
idea.
up.
That's a great idea. The more you do, the better you shit. We'll hook you up with a actual licensed contractor who you'll be able to work under and learn more things. Or
Before I gotta take care of some channel logistics. All right, Lauren. All right, your nagging has paid off. I am using that money I got today to get the second camera so we can get the Second Amendment and archery stuff done. I'm buying it now. I'm buying it now. Calm down. All right, you guys
I
go ahead.
actually have to drop off, guys. OG, I'm gonna leave you a message here in the back. But thank you for having me up. Sorry I wasn't here to begin with. I was doing my carpets.
And it's good to see you, Beth. I also have to drop off because I have a meeting at 1:30 Pacific time. So in 4 minutes, but good seeing you, Beth. And I love the bug. She's awesome. Cash.
It was actually good talking to you.
I try to keep it entertaining, but
I don't say that as a backhanded slight. It's always good to talk to you, Vibe. It's very
No, I
it's
didn't
very
think so.
fun.
I didn't take it that way. I
Well,
try to. keep
I
along
have
with
some
everybody.
detractors that would out in the panel. They'd be like, look at how he treats his panelists. And I'm like, I am a fascist. How many times do I have to tell you this? I'm an asshole.
Oh, horribly.
But I don't even mean that. Like it was a very good conversation. I enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
Vibe, you're cool to talk to, but your grammar bots in your chat are very, very mean.
I actually turned them off for Sunday's episode. So,
Okay.
and I put them in place because I don't have mods,
See you
but I
later,
have mods now.
Bye.
So
See you, Beth.
Yeah,
I'll
because
let
you know
them handle it.
some people get excited and then they like to type caps to express and that made me so mad.
I'm so new to this, trying to figure out like which streaming platform to use, how to like bring up videos, how to like do screen shares, how to control the chat. Like I'm failing on a lot of pieces, but I'm learning and I'm listening.
If you ever need some help, just reach out because I'm in your Discord as the Breast Milk Bandit. There's a story
Yes,
behind that.
I
But
do know.
as a good Christian man, you might not want to know it. But I too am about to end it. We've been going 4 hours. I'm gonna go call my grandmama. Everybody, keep my grandma in your prayers. For those of you who don't know, she's in the hospital with cancer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She apparently got jaundice. It spread to her liver, bones, and stomach. So keep my family in your prayers. I appreciate you all, and thank you for giving me some reprieve from that depressing shit. I don't even like bringing it up because y'all make me. That's why I'm kind of going buck wild with the jokes. If nobody, I hope I don't offend anybody, but if I do, cry about it. Unless you're somebody very close to me, and then you can weep about it because weeping is more beautiful than crying. I guess.
Well,
I love you all.
I've been on the other side of that Orthodox. I'm from both my parents and my grandparents. Everybody's gone now. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's tough. It's something this is the one thing that sucks. It's going to happen to all of us. And so, yeah, reach out to your brothers because everybody knows what it's like to be on the other side of that. And being on the other side of it, I just like to celebrate them every day, regardless.
Well, that's kind of what I said on my last stream, that we're all born to die, unfortunately. And as a Christian, I may say some wild shit, and I don't care what the people of the flesh, like, at the end of the day, only God and Christ can judge me. And if I'm wrong, I'll face judgment from the Father. And, that's between me and him. And hopefully I'm doing the right thing, because when I do positive, I try to give glory to God. But even when we do negative, we have to give all the glory to God, no matter negative or positive. And I'm really, really, really trying to be a good Christian. And I know that I like to say inflammatory stuff and mess with people. I don't think that's anti-Christian. I don't think that that's bad. It's when you actually do bad things and try to hurt people. That is terrible. And I think that's why we have these conversations on the internet, to limit that stuff. And I think that we need more conversations like this in the actual public square. We need people to conversate with their fellow Americans, or we're going to have more and more bad shit pop off. It doesn't benefit anybody for the bad shit to pop off.
Well, I do have sympathy. Like I said, I'm on the other side. I understand what it's like. It's something we all go through. You're either on the side that hasn't had it happen yet, or you're going to be on the side that it happens. But I do have to jump, and I don't mean to be rude here because my meeting is starting right now. So thanks for having me on. Love seeing all you guys. It's really awesome.
Thank you for coming by. You're welcome anytime. Have a good meeting, sir.
Have a good day.
But so I will say this. I love talking to all of you guys because, like, genuinely, this has taken my mind off of the bad shit. And like I'm genuinely happy. So I don't really know how to say it properly, but I just want to thank all of you for being there. Because like I watched while I was gone just for 4 or 5 days, like the entire community really, 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 really like looked out for me and called, and y'all just made me really happy. And I just want to say, like, I appreciate all of y'all for that.
It's what friends do. And those who didn't, be damned.
Well, a lot of people reached out to me, and not everybody thinks about it, you know? So I'm not mad at anybody who didn't, and I'm extremely thankful for those of you who did. I appreciate it, not lost.
Oh, Lord.
Don't make it gay. Lauren, fucking fuck you, all right, you brat. How dare you?
Don't feed into Dusty.
All right, Lauren. All right, Lauren. You don't get to be a brat, okay? Okay? If it wouldn't dox me, I'd show you. I just bought the other camera. I just ordered it. Cost me $100.42 out of my own pocket. But because I said that we would do it, I did it. I'm a man of my word. All right, brat. Camera should be on its way unless something happens, and it's like unless Amazon is like broke nigga alert. You can't spend your money here. Broke nigga alert. Broke nigga alert. And I will let you know if I get a broke nigga alert from Amazon. Yes, yeah, no, Lauren did. Lauren was like, hey, nigga, you alright? You done crying? You know, being a little bitch. Go stream. Nah, Lauren did the exact opposite of that. She was like, if you need mental health days, it's okay to take a mental health day. I'm like, shut up, Lauren. That's gay. I'm a man. We don't have mental health. All we know is anger, and then more anger. So, but yeah, no. As long as we don't get a broke nigga alert text, we should be on point. Like Amazon likes to take forever to take your money away. So I don't know.
Shit, they get mine right
OMG,
away.
shut up. No, they always wait like a day and a half to take mine, and
Really?
I never know if like my StreamYard or something like that's about to pop out. So like it'll be like, hey, where the fuck my money, bitch? And I'm like, well, you should have took it. You should have took it when I tried to give it to you. Like, well, you ain't getting shit now. Like, all right, fuck you too, Amazon.
That's
You mother-
that's my money again
motherfucker.
now. So
Yo,
What the hell's
motherfucker.
going on here?
I'm getting the second camera so I can start doing the archery content. It should be here Sunday. I got to talk to my homie about when we can go back out and stream. And once the second camera gets here, I'll have you guys archery video up. Because yeah, it's been at least a month and a half, maybe 2 months. And I promised that we would do that, and we made the
I feel
goals
like
for
you're
that.
teasing me, dude. Just touch tips already. Jeez.
God damn it! Back up, sir. Back up. Back the fuck up. Let me hit that Andy Worski. Hold on. Let me see. Let me get that video so y'all know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I got you.
Have y'all ever seen the Andy Worski? I guess not. Like he was scream crying, bro.
I've seen some Andy Worski. He professional spurred kind of.
Yeah.
Lol
I made
cow.
him cry because he was justifying abortion, and I said something, and I won't repeat it, but I said something to him. He blocked me on everything. I was like, man, fuck you, Worski, you little fucking cocaine bitch.
Right?
Fuck you.
So what are we doing? What's going on? I went and ate lasagna and I'm back.
Well, I'm gonna try to give it 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna send everybody over to Beth.
Oh, cool. Is Beth there? Where do I find Beth?
Beth.
Is it
Somebody-
was it casual
somebody posted it.
Casual.
correcting culture? Something
Culture
like that?
corrections
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cultural corrections.
You
Yeah.
thought of it, Squatch. Damn.
Shut up! Stop
You
blowing my
lose track
cover.
of your own
I
thoughts.
look like a
now.
genius. or
There's
something.
so many of them.
You're not listening to me. She's supposed to look like it sprung fully formed from her skull, like fucking ancient Greek gods, you know?
I can't find the video. I was gonna play the video where Borski's like, "Get back!" and he's got the gun. He's like fucking screaming like a little bitch. Like,
Oh,
"Get
yeah.
the fuck back!"
Full on brandishing.
Yeah, for no reason. But I can't
No
find it.
fucking reason.
And he's like, "Why did I go to jail? I've been
What did I
waiting
do?
on this. Wait for this comment to fucking pass. All right. I can't wait for this fucker to pass so all the OTWs and everybody out there will stop fucking talking
They
about
say 3i Atlas is coming, another object from deep space crossing into our solar system. But something about it feels different. It's been showing up in headlines, scattered across YouTube thumbnails, and now one question keeps repeating itself. When will it pass by Earth? Will we even be able to see it? But the answers aren't simple.
I kind of hate this.
Let's start with the part no one likes to hear. 3i Atlas is not going to pass by Earth, not the way people imagine, not like a glowing arc across the night sky, not like the headlines promise. The truth is, it's never coming that close. Yes, it's entering the solar system. Yes, it's real. But when people ask, is it coming to Earth? What they mean is, will I see it with my eyes? Will it light up the sky? Will it feel close? And the answer, for most of us, is no. At its nearest point, 3i Atlas will be about 170 million miles away, nearly twice the distance between Earth and the Sun. And even that closest point won't happen when most expect. Around late October, the comet will reach its peak activity, flaring up as it nears the Sun. But Earth won't be watching. We'll be on the other side. The moment it lights up, we won't even have a clear view. It's frustrating. A visitor from another star enters our system, comes alive in the heat, and we miss it, not because it's hiding, but because we're simply in the wrong place. Still, the internet's filled with hype, claims that it's heading toward us, that we'll see something spectacular. But those claims ignore the geometry. 3i Atlas isn't aimed at Earth. It's moving across the inner system at an angle that brings it closer to Mars. And even when it swings back toward Earth's side,
What do y'all think?
I'm sorry, I've been rapping. Hey, this is it's fucking chunk of ice, dude, from like way far away. That's
Yeah,
what
no,
I thought.
I don't disagree with you. That is exactly what I think it is. But everybody and their mom who's like a conspiratorian is like, it's fucking alien.
The
Well-
whole thing is fucking Independence Day. Jesus.
If it is aliens, they're probably microscopic and it'll present as another pandemic.
Oh Lord.
I mean, for all we know, there's fucking water bears on that thing. I have no idea.
No,
Yeah, but
if
see,
it is
what if they're
alien,
water lions? And Lauren won't leave me alone until I play something copyrighted.
I fooled into thinking that the bloody teabag was located outside. Little did she know it was all a ruse so I can rip out her eyes. We battled each other on some Dragon Ball Z shit. She looked because I couldn't foresee it.
How does it feel? Knowing you're gonna die without ever getting your masters back.
How does it feel? No, your balls about to get obliterated.
Sweet.
Hello.
That what happens.
I don't know. Oh, Miss Donna said this is a dono video. I guess whenever she donates. But this video is entitled "Why Hormaxer Was Banned."
Oh God. You're banned.
How European.
What in the fuck, Miss Donna, was that?
I hate her. I hate that chick in the chat that made that happen. I hate the other people in chat that witnessed me being here. When you die and come back as a squirrel, I'm gonna hate that fucking squirrel.
That's some real fucking Mulan. That's some real Mulan. Fuck your cow, fuck your ancestors, fucking fuck your ancestors, cow.
That actually came out. The reason that whole "when you die and come back as a squirrel" came out is I was arguing with an Indian one afternoon. And it just fucking came out of my mouth. And he almost died crying, laughing. He just left the panel after about 5 minutes of not being able to catch his breath.
Was it AJ? Jesus.
No, it was. So he reminded me of Iz Varun, but more wordy.
Oh Lord.
A little breakfast before we get to Florida.
You need anything else, baby?
Thank you.
Sorry, his name is Max. I'm sorry, it's just a Southern hospitality thing. If I call somebody baby, I do not want your man.
She said, I do not want you, man. Somebody need to tell these Latinas.
She should have said, "Now listen, honey."
That would have been
didn't.
fucking peak.
Right? They're like, "Now listen, honey. When I call him baby, I don't want your man." I kind of expected the little chick to like stand up, walk off camera, and be like, "Well, you know, this is a New York ass whooping, so it's okay. You do you in the South, and I'll do me in the South, and it'll be good." But
See,
nobody's
I don't
that
know.
base.
I don't know, bro. I feel like you say New York ass whooping. I feel like you try that in the wrong place. You're gonna carry you a good old Southern ass whoop home.
Hold up, see. What were you around when we was watching the fist fight that took place with gunplay at the doctor's office? Did you come across that one?
No, I wish I did.
All right, so there's these two chicks. They got street beef, right? And they both show up at the doctor's office for an appointment with two separate doctors at the same time. Of course, it's a pain management clinic. One of these chicks is gliding around like she's in a fucking sailboat.
Before you continue, Miss Donna sent the cash app. She said that was for everyone's entertainment. You're welcome. Talking about the Hormaxer video.
Hate you, cows.
All right, go ahead.
Badger. So one chick comes in sailing along like she's in a sailboat, like she's obviously doped to the gills. The other chick is obviously going in that first stage of withdrawal where she's just bitchy as fuck. And they meet up in the waiting room, and one of them's running her mouth off, and the sailboat pulls out a pistol, and the mouthy one takes the glicky and pistol whips her with it. And we were discussing charges, and everybody kept bringing charges on the chick for assault with a deadly weapon. And I was like, no, sir, if you lose control of your gun, you deserve to be pistol whipped. If you bring a gun to a fight and somebody can physically take that fucker away from you and you still got bullets, you should be pistol whipped. I think that is a perfectly acceptable result to pulling a gun on me.
Oh yeah, getting pistol whipped with your own fucking gun. That's
right,
fucking
exactly.
wild.
Is that from that? Is that video that we watched not too long ago?
It might have been me and you. Yeah, I think.
No,
yeah.
I was there for the ass end where she's
doctor's
sitting in the
office.
hospital talking, or the doctor's
Yeah.
office talking to
You
the
see
cop.
that
I'm like,
chick, dude? She was like a fucking sailboat with no lights on. She was just sliding around in there. Wasn't nothing bothering her at all, man. She was on so many bars.
It's like
All right, we're gonna watch it because I haven't seen it, and then I'm gonna send everybody over. I'm gonna send everybody over to Bethapocalypses.
You need a ride?
Yep.
Be right back.
Is everybody?
Carrie, I can see them all. The girls so upset, and there's two patients, and they pull out a gun. I got hit already. I'm like, we're trying to separate them. You might need more than.
Hold on.
They're not in. We got them out of. We got them
Thank
separated.
God you're here.
Right.
Where are they at? I was not part of it. This happened in front. Justina and Maxine probably know more. We have two patients, do not like each other. One works for the police
One claims
and has a gun.
conceal and carry.
And I don't know what happened from there, but the other young lady has her gun.
Hello. Yeah. Can you go grab my gun from the front?
There's a weapon in this room here. Okay.
How many guns we have in here?
It's just one, and I got all my credentials. It's just one.
Okay. You don't have any other guns?
No.
Okay.
One lady in here.
Just you. Can you stay here for me? Can I just stay away from this, okay?
Don't get that back to her. She don't know how to use that right. That's her. She up the strap up in my face and didn't nobody do.
Hold on. You have a gun too?
No, that's her gun.
Whose phone is this? Yours?
Mine.
Can you take a seat for me and tell me what happened? I know you're super upset, so just take a deep breath for me. What happened?
From just the doctor's office. She got sickle cell just like me, and that's how I know of her. We got into it time ago, and I had told her, like, we just ain't cool. But she talked about my baby bad so much because she thinks she concealed to carry. She could just walk around thinking, I don't get no fuck about no gun game. You have to kill me, really. You have to kill me before you.
My wife. I didn't know my wife was going to be black. That's crazy. My wife. She took the fucking gun from the bitch. That is fucking hilarious. Give me your shit.
Oh, it gets better.
All over me, that's dead. So she just was talking about how she gonna kill me and my daughter. I bet I catch you at the doctor's
I got
office.
the gun here. It's on. I unloaded it.
I bet I catch you at the doctor's office. I'm gonna beat your ass. I know where you stay. I'm gonna kill you, your daughter. I have messages. I got all messages. Sent her saying all this shit. Literally.
Huh?
Only one gun?
Only one gun. Can I just check your bag? Because they said two. Just
No, two guns. They thought it was two guns because they couldn't believe that I took the gun. I got a taser. That's it.
Okay.
And so she I said, what's all that? Like, what's so you saying all that shit about my kid? Like, come on now. And the nurse like, oh, you shouldn't be talking about nobody kid. She not saying. She say, get back in my face again. Get off. Say something to me again. Step to me again. I said, I'm gonna say whatever to you because you shouldn't did all that dumbass shit when you was on my phone texting. I got receipts. I don't need to lie about it. Like, it was threatening my life. I
So
told
she's
David.
threatening. What is she really threatening you about?
Talking about she gonna kill me and all this other shit. She just put a gun in my face. Oh, what you mean?
Why?
He put a gun in the bitch's face. And the cop's like, why is she the bitch? I don't know. She up the tool, so I took it.
What do you mean? Ask her why. I didn't touch her. I didn't do none of that. She didn't have no reason to feel like she needed to protect herself.
So she just randomly came to you
No,
because
she came in on we got into it because the tried to steal some money from me. That's what we got into it
in the
about.
past or today?
No, not today. In the past.
Okay.
That's what the past about. But she came up here and I'm just like, damn, what's all that shit you was talking about my baby? Never touched her. I never touched her, so she had no reason to just put no gun out on me. I didn't threaten you.
What did she do with the gun?
Put it in my face. I grabbed it.
Where were you at? Where were you at?
Right in the lobby. I don't know if they got cameras right there, but Maxine was right there. She upstrapped dead in my face. I grabbed that. She pulled me by her hair, and I got the beat her ass with her gun. That's why she got that thing on her head. I never touched her on my hand. I hit her with her gun.
What's your relation to her? Are you family?
Nothing. No.
No. But you know each other from the past.
Past history from here.
How dare you call me out, you motherfucker?
From the doctor's office, yeah. We didn't like talk before. We didn't text.
Unloaded it.
We didn't, yeah.
How many are we talking about? Two or one?
No, just
Just one.
one.
It's unloaded.
She might
You just
have.
run
No,
that stuff.
she couldn't have one because I would put the other one out. took my gun.
Pardon me.
I hope y'all not about to get that bitch back at her. Because she concealed to carry. She's allowed to just upstrap on people because she concealed to carry. And I don't have a gun. So, of course, I'm going to do whatever I need to do to get the gun from her. That's what I did just that. That's all that is.
Take a deep breath, because this is going to be a while.
Cool.
Figure this out. We gotta watch the video and all that stuff. We gotta get everybody's stories and stuff.
I didn't touch
By yourself?
Yes, I have a doctor's appointment. And I'm not about to sit here. I mean, I already didn't feel good. I'm here for.
I couldn't imagine getting smacked with my gun, because if I got smacked with my gun, that shit would hurt. This 1911, heavy as fuck. I don't know if y'all heard this bit heavy as fuck.
Yes.
Like you up the tool on this motherfucker. It's a damn workout. All right, like this bitch heavy. This bitch, it is fucking. This bitch is like holding a miniature cast iron skillet. It ain't nothing but raw iron. This that big iron, all right. This that big iron. This that big iron, all right. That motherfucker. Just having a motherfucker doo-wop me on the top of my head with the fucking this motherfucker. Like even the cushion. Like the cushion from the magazine going back up into the receiver, that little half inch that it does or a quarter of an inch would still hurt like a motherfucker. That ain't gonna be much cushion. That bitch gonna be like, you gonna go straight to fucking sleep. But I couldn't imagine. It couldn't be me. I'd be putting a slug to that bitch's gut or something. She would have grabbed my shit. Your hand's gone, bitch. Kerpow. You mean? Put your hands on it, you want to.
This is what one of the things that that Squatching was talking about. The other chick, just how she's the one that got smacked with the gun, not the one talking now. You know, the other one being smacked with a gun. She's like, it didn't even fucking phase her though. She is so doped up through this whole thing. She's just like, she's not acting like she done got smacked with a gun. She acting like she. What do you see? It's crazy.
I would die from embarrassment if a bitch took my gun. I'd be like, all right, first off, bitch, give my shit back. I would have took my gun back. I'd be like, hey, we done. Give my goddamn gun. Yeah, I would have went home. I would have been like, man, fuck you, bitch. You know, now this would have been footage of me. This would have been footage of me right here if I get my gun taken by me, especially from a woman. Y'all ever seen Scary Movie? Like the original?
Long time ago. Because I had to.
But no, this would be me. This would be me right here. This would be me. I would feel like this skeleton if a bitch took my gun.
He's crazy now. I'm sorry, Mr. Skeleton. Here. Got you. Sight. Have a nice trip. Girl, I got an idea. Come on.
This is me. This is me with my gun took right here.
Somebody gonna check your ass whooping when I come back.
That would be me. Somebody go catch your ass when I come back. I'm gonna get a bigger gun.
Pain management and to get my W. I don't feel good already. What do I have to stay here for? Y'all got her gun. I told y'all what happened.
Yeah, but we have to figure out.
We have to investigate. That's fine. I didn't touch her. I'm telling you, I didn't touch her.
Well, you told her you hit her in the head with the gun when you took it out.
I sure did. She grabbed my head. Of course I did. She grabbed me. Let me be able to leave when I need to leave. When my vaccine is stuff done. That's what I'm asking. If they can come in here and do it while I'm here, since I have to stay in here. What do you want to do about this incident? I don't want to do nothing.
Do you want her arrested?
I don't want to do. Hell yeah.
So you say you don't want to do nothing. So that's.
Of course. Like, she can't have no gun on me and think like, you asking me crazy stuff.
You gotta understand. You wanted to have her arrested, and you gotta stay here and cooperate with this investigation.
All I'm doing is if I can ask the nurse if they can get me started up here while y'all doing the investigation. Is what I'm saying.
I'm trying to get your side of the story.
I literally walked in.
You checked in and she was over here.
She was already right there. I didn't say nothing to the girl. I walked up to the cat.
She got the mouthing off. I didn't say nothing. Still looking at this lady. Who she talking to? I was literally on the phone, and I was on the phone. He was like, "Who is that?" They was like, "They told me." I was like, "They're not talking to me." So the person on the phone was like, "They told me." I was like, "So still checking out Miss Maxine." So Miss Maxine, she looked up and she was like, and so when she was like, "You said all that for my daughter, this and that," Miss Maxine was like, "This is a doctor lost it. This is a doctor lost it." I was like, "Get up off me, bro." Like at this point, you literally close the point. Get up off me. She know. Now I'm your girl. I was calm.
You guys know each other, right? Sorry for interjecting.
We don't know each other like that. It was cool, and we stopped talking. So then, no, I'm gonna be all up in your face. So we fall back. Because like at this point, what do you?
See what I mean?
It's plenty of time you're gonna fall on the street.
This chick here, like a sailboat, calm, like ain't nothing bothering her at all.
And she done got hit with a fucking gun.
She been pistol whipped by a very tiny black woman with a lot of energy. Yes,
And she's just
Kinda
smooth as all
high.
hell.
She high as fuck.
yeah. She has giraffe pussy. But
That made me laugh more
I
than
guess
just-
buzzard cooch is pretty high too, huh?
Lord of mercy.
How about the albatross cloaca? No, we don't want to talk about that, do we?
Never trying to throw him. All of a sudden, the doctor was trying to throw him. I said, "I'm letting you know I have no weapon. Get up off me." Y'all don't give no about none of that. Okay.
Take those off and we'll put that one on.
I'm gonna put this on, okay?
We're gonna go find the officer as well, and then we'll come back. Or he'll come back, but we'll have more answers for you, okay?
Kiana Knox was charged with aggravated assault with a firearm and carrying a concealed weapon in a medical facility. She was later released pending a court date.
That is crazy.
What about the other chick, the one that pistol whipped her? No charges?
She was
That's
released.
it?
That was shit. That was self defense all the way,
Yeah,
bro.
100%, right? I don't care how mouthy you get. You can stand up, leave, and call the place from the parking lot or some shit. Like go to the Chuck E. Cheese or something. Call them motherfucker. Be like, look, there's this militant ass motherfucker in the goddamn waiting room. What are we gonna do? What you don't do is get your pistol took, get pistol whipped by somebody that weighs 1/3 what you weigh.
Well, see, the thing is, like, yeah, it's black woman prattle. I'm not just gonna listen to black women go back and forth and screech about each other. Fuck that. I've missed enough movies dealing with that. The beautiful woman got to walk free as nature intended. The fucking school bus got locked up. All right, I'm happy with the outcome.
You're saying the snacks beat down the fridge?
Yes, the snacks had a revolution and were set free. They found their freedom to be eaten, pun totally intended. And it was all was beautiful in the world.
Kind of like that wet mac and cheese sound, right?
Yeah. Get that.
Like a
Something like
dog.
that.
We're gonna end it on this shit. This is what we're ending it on. Fucking
But Beth should be going live now. I have to do a poor man's raid. That's the link, and the link is pinned. Sasquatch, got any final thoughts?
I try not to think. It's dangerous in this day and age.
Fair enough. Tootie, you got any final thoughts, darling?
Peace in the southeast. There you go.
Nice.
Fair enough. All right, I'm gonna put you on the back. When I'm done, if y'all want to still be back here, if y'all want to be brought back up, I'll bring y'all back up. All right, guys. Again, let me make it gay. Thank you all for having my back and helping me through one of the worst times going on that I've had to deal with. I appreciate you all. Thank you all for being here and watching and choosing me to be here with. I guess I'm sorry. I saw Lauren say play this at the end. Can't even do a monologue. Nigga can't even do a goddamn monologue. That's crazy. Oh, Lauren. Oh Lord, women on women violence. We'll play this and I'll finish my monologue. How about that?
I imagine we fell in love on that wonder moonlight skies.
It be like that sometimes. It be like that sometimes, alright? Alright. So again, thank you all for being here with me. And if I don't listen to Lauren, she will beat me. She pretends that she won't, but she will. Alright. But I appreciate all of you giving me some respite and some rest from the hard times. Do appreciate all of you. Like I said, I'm gonna start streaming again. Try to do a morning show. I love you all and I appreciate you all. Thank you all for being here and just chilling, man. Like I appreciate it. I don't know really what to say all that much, but I do want to thank you. And I'm gonna let you guys go. Go check out Beth. I can't do an actual raid, so please hit the posted link when the stream's over.
Starlight outlaw, cosmic soldier. Give me space and I'm in a good place. Very